Hey everybody, welcome to Eagles Game Plan presented by Toyota. I am John Clark along with Ike Reese and Mike Quick. Eagles all time against the Jets, 11-0. Hopefully they can get back on track this week. Obviously a poor performance by the offense, just 7 points, but how about the defense against the Giants?
Yeah, I thought the defense did a great job of just keeping the team in the game and making sure we had an opportunity late in the game to win the game. One of my standouts was Alex Singleton. I mean, I just noticed him all over the field, 12 tackles last week, 3 for loss is what you want to see when you're playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage. I just think the linebacker play continues to improve and be impactful each week.
When you only give up 13 points, defensively, you've done some things really well. For Milt Williams, the third-round draft pick out of La Tech, he had his very best game. His quick step, that first step is so good. He was so effective in pushing the pocket. He was so effective in getting around guys. He played his very best football, and having a guy like that to spell Fletcher Cox at times, it's going to be very valuable for this football team.
Well, maybe they can get after Zach Wilson because he's given up a lot of sacks. That Jets offensive line's given up a lot of sacks, and Zach Wilson has the highest interception percentage in the NFL. With more on Zach, here's Enemy Intel with Greg Cosell.
When you look at the Jets offense, you have to start with their rookie quarterback, Zach Wilson. Now, last week he played for the first time in a number of weeks after being injured. So I went back and I really wanted to take a look at the way he played through the first 5.5 games, because that's really how you want to evaluate him up to this point. Now, he's a very talented quarterback. He's got a live, loose arm. He's got athletic feet. He can make second reaction plays. He can make any throw from the pocket. But he's still learning how to play NFL quarterback. He's a little undisciplined in his drops. His footwork isn't always what it should be. He doesn't see things as quickly as he needs to. But these are all to be expected. He's a rookie quarterback coming out of BYU. But he has shown flashes, and it started week 1. This was a play that was very impressive for a rookie quarterback. What we have here is he's working to the right side of the formation with the flat curl concept. And what he does is he looks over there and he moves the underneath linebacker in cover 3 and then comes back and he hits Corey Davis on the crosser. He did this in rhythm with the proper timing, and the ball placement is precise. This is the kind of quarterbacking that you're looking for from Zach Wilson. You want to see him perform and execute as a ball distributor from the pocket. Then there was another play, week 4 against the Atlanta Falcons, which I thought was a really impressive throw. The Jets ran the dagger concept, which is a go route, a vertical route by the inside receiver, and a dig by the receiver outside of him. And this ball is thrown with great timing, great anticipation, great velocity, and it's put right on the money. These are the kinds of throws that we know that Zach Wilson can make. But he's been very erratic, very inconsistent. And of course, he missed a lot of time, and that does not help. But keep in mind, some Jets receivers, another rookie, Elijah Moore, he's really started to come on. So now the weapons are better than they were when Zach Wilson played in his first stretch early this season. So this is an offense that has a lot of potential. It's an offense that has a lot of explosive elements to it, starting with the quarterback. And one thing that's really important in this game, the Eagles must beware of Zach Wilson getting outside the pocket and making second reaction plays. That's one thing he can do extremely well.
Yeah, Zach Wilson, he has the most interceptions per game this year, and he's been sacked the most times per game he has played this year. Ike, how can they get after him this week?
Well, with young quarterbacks, what you want to do is confuse them, right? Anything that can make them hold the ball for one tick longer, that's going to be beneficial to your defense. Eagles and blitzing, right? That's been a major topic of discussion for us around this team, and they've done it from time to time over the last 6 weeks. They've increased that. So in increasing that, now teams are prepared for it, and so now teams are trying to anticipate that. So what you need to do, you need to have a counter to that. And I like what the Eagles were doing last week in the game versus the Giants. Let's take a look at a play here where it's 3rd and long, and Daniel Jones, they want to get the ball out of his hands quick, right? So what you want to do, you want to give him simulated pressure, give him the look that you're going to send extra guys. You watch how the Eagles are walked up in the gaps here. You got Anthony Harris and Alex Singleton walked up in the A gaps here. I got Rodney McLeod on the outside to my right. Now the purpose of doing this is that we want to create a one-on-one mismatch advantage in favor of the Eagles. So at the snap of the ball, the offense is already determined or decided they're going to turn the protection to Fletcher Cox here. You see the extra guys over here. What happens is Javon Hargrave is the beneficiary here. He gets the one-on-one block, defeats his guy as he typically does, collapses the pockets, forces Daniel Jones out to his right. And this play here, they don't necessarily get the sack, but they create pressure. They get Daniel Jones off his spot. It forces an incomplete pass. You don't always need to send extra guys. You just need to have the threat of doing it. And the Eagles, over the last 6 or 7 games, have mixed it up enough that they've kept offenses off balance, and they can do the same thing this week versus New York.
That simulated pressure that Ike's talking about, it will dictate where the blocking is coming from. So you can get the one-on-one that you want and the one that's going to favor you when you simulate that pressure and match the guy up. And he's talking about Javon Hargrave. Getting Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox in one-on-one situations in the right times, that's winning football.
Eagles Game Plan is brought to you by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers, proud automotive partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. NovaCare Rehabilitation, the power of physical therapy. And by Pepsi, your official soft drink of your Philadelphia Eagles.
Welcome back to Eagles Game Plan presented by Toyota, and today here for Tape Study, I want to take a look at this Eagles offense and their efficiency on third down. As we've seen this offense get better and better throughout the season and lean a little bit more into the run game, it has become even more important that they are effective on third down, because when you run the ball, you're going to face a little bit more in terms of 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, so that means you have to be excellent in those situations. And over the last month, the Eagles have the best third down offense in the NFL. And that's not by mistake. You're going to see some really well-designed plays in these 3rd and short situations. And I thought last week against the Giants, we saw a handful of examples, all based off of one of their most basic plays, and that is the zone read run game, where, look, on 3rd and short, it is a great idea to utilize Jalen Hurts reading one defender and playing off that one defender. We've seen a lot of athletic quarterbacks over the years be really effective in these situations, where now he's either going to hand it off to the running back to run up the middle, or the quarterback keeps it himself. Now, if the Eagles were to just stay in this basic look and run this same play over and over, yeah, you're going to have a modicum of success. But if you want to be really, really good, you want to try and add different window dressings, different complementary plays off of that one base play. And again, last week against the Giants, a handful of examples. Here's a good one where you're going to see the Eagles motion J.J. Arcega-Whiteside into the backfield, almost like a wing player right behind the offensive line. And what do they do with J.J. Arcega-Whiteside? Well, at the snap of the football, they're going to work him across the formation into the flat. And now this is going to be an easy pitch and catch here for quarterback Jalen Hurts. He hits J.J. Arcega-Whiteside for a first down, easy throw, easy catch. Eagles move the chains and stay on the field, keep the drive alive. A little bit later in the game, you're going to see something very, very similar, where this time J.J. Arcega-Whiteside motions into the backfield. It's a split gun set for the Eagles, where you're going to have Jalen Hurts in the shotgun, Miles Sanders on one side, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside right next to him. So right now, if you're the Giants defense, the Eagles have not shown this on tape, so alarm bells are going off. What's going on? What kind of play is this going to be? Is this going to be a run? Is this going to be a pass? And then on top of that, you're now going to get another player coming in motion. There's Quez Watkins coming across the field in orbit motion. So again, all kinds of window dressing for the Eagles. And out of this look, they're just going to run that simple zone read, where it looks like Jalen Hurts is just reading one defender. He's got the ability to hand it off to Miles Sanders or keep it himself. But look, here comes J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. He's running to the flat again. This is certainly going to be another pass to J.J. in the flat, right? No, not so fast, because here, Jalen Hurts keeps this football, and J.J. Arcega-Whiteside converts to being a blocker. He's going to block this defender. You got Devontae Smith doing a nice job here, cracking, and now you've got Jalen Hurts running to the perimeter for a first down. So again, things are looking similar in lots of different ways for the defense, but it's something different for the offense. And again, just keeping that defense guessing. An excellent job by the Eagles on that play. A little bit later in the game, similar kind of look, a split gun set. This time you've got Boston Scott and Jack Stoll, the free agent tight end there on the backside. But what I like here on this play, the Eagles are in a unique look along the offensive line. You've got both offensive tackles to the left. So you've got Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata in a tackle over set. You've got two tight ends over on this side. So there's a run strength and a pass strength that the defense has to try and respect and figure out what is the offense looking to do here. And again, they're just running their basic zone read out of this look. Jalen Hurts reading this defensive end. He's going to kind of slow play this and defend against the quarterback run. So Jalen Hurts is going to hand this ball off to Boston Scott, and watch what happens on the run strength side of this offensive line. We're going to get a great double team from the left guard and the center. The offensive tackles do a great job of washing their defensive linemen to the sideline, and look at the crease that opens up for Boston Scott as he's able to run for an easy first down. All of these plays were on 3rd and short. All of these plays looked like the basic zone read, but all 3 of them showed different looks with different motions, different formations for the defense to try and comprehend, always keeping the defense guessing. That's been one of the staples of this Eagles offense over the last month.
Let's go, baby. Yes, sir. Nice doing business with you. Want to say something to the mic? Want to say something to the mic?
We all have mics on today.
Oh, we do? They didn't tell me that. What bastards?
You're not cool.
I wish I was cool like you. Hey, come on. Have a day. 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 Come on.
You really don't want
fake news.
You really don't want
You're fake news too.
You're fake news. You're jumping for good.
Yeah, fake news. Hey, we gotta move those chains to give our deer a break. Come on. Hey, it's okay, just run it again. See, Forno. Hey, Forno. Hey. You gotta admit, I got your ass back.
You got me right there.
Wow, he is so much fun to watch and listen to. And the Eagles are the best rushing team in the NFL now, averaging 158 rushing yards a game. We want to see a whole lot of Mailata, am I right?
Well, I love seeing Mailata. He's just so much fun to watch. There are big guys in this game, and then there's Jordan Mailata. He's massive. He's 6'8", almost 400 pounds, and his ability to move and move people, move bodies, it just blows my mind. If you watch this play, he's gonna be backside, but he's gonna pull to the play side, and he's gonna lead the quarterback, Jalen Hurts, on this quarterback counter. But watch him as he moves across the formation. He's gonna take the linebacker. This is a 6'4", 260-pound linebacker, and he just mashes him and stands over him for good measure, says, stay down. And this is what Jordan Mailata is able to do because he's so athletic, he's so good at what he does, and I just think the future is extremely bright for this guy. He's leading one of the best offensive lines in the rushing game in all the National Football League.
Well, listening to Mike get excited talking about Jordan Mailata, he's pretty much expressing what we all feel about this big guy. I gotta admit, man, I didn't know what type of player he would be molded into when they drafted him in the 7th round, having never played football, just strictly a rugby player. But obviously, Mailata deserves a lot of credit. He's put the work in. Yeah. But Jeff Stoutland deserves a ton of credit as well for the time that he spent helping develop Jordan into the player that he is right now. Man, from Trey Thomas to Jason Peters to Jordan Mailata. What a fortunate organization we've been to have a blindside tackle the caliber we've had for the last 2+ decades. Jordan Mailata, the next in the line of great Eagles offensive left tackles.
There's a new bodyguard in town.
How about that?
2.0.
And he is Jordan Mailata.
Yeah, and the Eagles are going to have to protect their quarterback because Jalen Hurts got hit a bunch of times, especially on the option plays. With more on the Jets' defensive front, here's enemy intel with Greg Cosell.
This week, the Eagles will face a New York Jets defense that certainly has its ups and downs this season. They had a stretch where they were historically bad. It was a 4-game stretch that was one for the record books. But Robert Saleh is the head coach, and it's his defense, and you knew it was going to get better. Now, last week they played the Houston Texans, and we know the Houston Texans are not a really good offense. They're playing with a makeshift offensive line. But one thing that really stood out watching that tape was that the Jets' defense looked fast and active. They were very aggressive. They had some nice blitz schemes. They showed some disguise, some late movement to get to coverage. They did some very good things against a mobile quarterback in Tyrod Taylor. And on third down, they were particularly interesting to watch on tape. As I said, Robert Saleh, he was the defensive coordinator for the 49ers and did a lot of good things there. So let's take a look at this particular third down play. This was one that was very interesting. Now notice they're in a loaded front, meaning they have 3 defensive linemen to one side of the offensive center. And they have C.J. Mosley up on the line of scrimmage, basically as a 3 technique opposite the load. And what they're going to do here is they're going to bring 5. Mosley will add in as the 5th rusher in this 5-man pressure scheme. Now the Jets knew by the front that the back would have to stay in to pass protect. So Quincy Williams, the linebacker, who appears to be just outside the box, he's responsible for the back in coverage. But the Jets pretty much knew the back would have to protect. So what does Williams do? He just waits half a beat and adds into the pressure. That's what we call a green dog. And there's no one to account for him, and he's able to sack Tyrod Taylor. So this is a defense that requires some preparation because of the number of things that they do. It will be a tactical challenge for the Eagles.
All right, yeah, obviously Jalen Hurts, he wants that game back. 3 interceptions, especially the 2 in the red zone, 45% completion percentage. And Nick Sirianni says, we're going to fix this passing game. What can Jalen Hurts work on getting out of that loss?
Well, what he has to realize is this is a defense that's very aggressive. They're going to show you a lot of different things, but they want to take away the early passes, the quick passing game, but they're also going to play tight man-to-man coverage. So he's going to throw the ball into some areas where you're not going to have much space to fit the ball in. And he has to be comfortable with that. He has to understand, and his receivers have to understand that they're going to have to fight for the football. Many of these balls are going to be contested throws that they're going to have to win at the catch point. That's the type of game I think that they're going to face with the New York Jets.
Welcome back to Eagles Game Plan presented by Toyota. The Jets are giving up the most points in the NFL, 30 points a game. Eagles had their fewest points in 3 years. I'm hoping the offense gets back on track. Ike, what are you looking at?
Well, you look at that Jets defense and you realize that they are young, they are fast. Robert Saleh hasn't played hard. I know you talked about the points that they've given up. A lot of that happened early in the season, but they're playing a little better as of late in the season. And it starts with their guys up front. When you talk about Sheldon Rankins and Quinnen Williams, man, these are 2 of the best young players in the league, and it starts with those guys. And once they decide that they want to get after the quarterback, I think the back end of their defense sort of plays off of that.
Well, guys, on the offensive side, Corey Davis and their rookie second-round draft pick, Elijah Moore, they are fantastic football players. And if you're going to allow the quarterback to have time to throw the football, he's got a big arm. And these guys on the outside, they can hurt you. I love Elijah Moore on every level of the field. They'll get it to him around the line of scrimmage. They'll get it to him mid-range. They'll get it to him down the field. He's starting to really come into his own and be a real factor in their offense.
We haven't talked a lot about Zach Wilson. He just got back in there. His biggest issue is that he has too much confidence in that arm at times. He has a ton of talent, but his decision-making is put him behind the 8 ball at times. So when he decides to rear back there and be overconfident, we as a defense need to take advantage of that.
Well, and he's very athletic, too. And a lot of people don't see how athletic he is until he gets on you, until he starts to make plays. He's really good at making plays off schedule as well. So he's a dynamic young quarterback, and he does have weapons around him.
But Zach Wilson has not been good handling the pressure. Hopefully the Birds can get pressure. And this is back-to-back weeks at MetLife Stadium for the first time ever. Birds got to get one of these on these trips. All right, check out the kickoff show on PhiladelphiaEagles.com at 12:10. Thanks for watching Eagles Game Plan presented by Toyota. Enjoy it.
Eagles Game Plan is brought to you by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers, proud automotive partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. NovaCare Rehabilitation, the power of physical therapy. And by Pepsi, your official soft drink of your Philadelphia Eagles.